Alright, I'm going to tie a bloodworm today, starting off with a size 10 scud hook in the vise, and I'm going to use a 140 red thread. And so I'll just lay down a little thread, get that tightened in, and then I'm going to use for the tail a marabou. So I'm going to take off a quill here. And I'll just clean it up. You don't need much. And then I'll just measure that out off the back of the hook. Come back through and trim the butt sections here. And then finish just tying this in. If you need to make any adjustments to that, then I always prefer ripping it as opposed to cutting it, so it gives it some unevenness to the tips. The body for this is, I'm just going to use an amber V-rib, and so I'll cut off a section here. So I've got my V-rib, I'm just going to tie that right into the front. Back down to the bend in the hook, and then I'm going to, at the top here, just put in a couple of whip finishes as a safety net. Just to make sure it doesn't slide off for me. I'm going to readjust the hook slightly to give me a little steeper angle when I wrap this. So I'm just going to take my V-rib, side by side wraps. And as you're wrapping, if you want to smooth out any sections, let's say your thread's a little heavy in one area or the other, if you loosen it, it'll add more volume, and if you tighten it, it'll decrease the volume in some sections. So you can kind of adjust on the fly here. So I'm bringing it up to the top, and then I'll just tie this off. Couple wraps on top, put a couple wraps underneath, and then I can just whip finish this. Trim off the excess thread, and I'm going to pull this tight so that when I cut it, hopefully that slinks back underneath. Or you could cut it in advance and then do your whip finishes over top. I'm just going to put a drop of Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails, or you can use head cement, whatever you prefer, just here on the top. And then I'll just smooth that out. And there it is, a real easy pattern, and that is a bloodworm.